So this is how to open up like rotation ability, like flipping, cartwheels, throws, things where you're kind of like tumbling. So if you're not very good at that, this is kind of what you're lacking, and a little bit of theory behind why that's what you're lacking. So when you're going to be doing a movement like that, you have to move all the space around you, and that's like a weight. And so as you start to go, you have to, like, this is the same as like sending it. You're pushing yourself from around yourself. So you have to pick up and throw all of this stuff, and you go, well, why? Why do you have to do that? Because all of that stuff is what you're looking at your body with. So if you want to have a coherent image of yourself that's not like unstable, you have to move all of the mind that's keeping track of your body, that's supporting your body. So the aspects of your mind that are supporting your body is the immediate space around your body. That's the mind that is like tracking and perceiving your body. It's just this immediate space around you. And so if you start to move too fast, you'll start to move through that space. So if you start to move through your mental space, the mental clarity that you have of yourself starts to become pretty turbulent. And if you go too fast, like if I don't throw it, I'll lose contact with my body. If I'm not doing something complex or like high risk, not like a huge deal, you just kind of like experience it at a moment of a loss of consciousness. But that loss of consciousness means that the cartwheel folded, or the flip didn't work, or the throw didn't happen. You didn't send it. And the reason you didn't send it is that you started to move through your mind instead of moving with your body. And it's like, well, how do you move with your body? You have to move all the space around your body. And you go, what? Right? You're moving you don't think your mind exists? Well, where is the mind? So you have to move all that mind around the body. And what you'll find is that mind is kind of field-like, is kind of fluid-like, and it's your mind. So you can control the direction that your mind goes. So you can move with the body. Your mental field can move with the body, and if you move the mental field with the body, you stay in control. And so you'll find that to really throw the body, to really stay with the mind, you'll get to this point where you realize that you can't stop. Like the mind can also get ahead of the body, and you can over-send. Right? And you'll find very quickly that this is the mind, right? So the mind's sensitive to what? Emotions, intent, fear. And you'll find that in the field, this space that's like the mental field containing your body, you'll find that there's all sorts of impulses and stuff pushing on you. So I like to use fighting just because there's a confrontation, there's two things coming into each other. If two people are fighting, there's the body, and then everybody knows there's the intent behind the body, and that's actually and that's actually real. And how do you know it's real? It's as real as, like, try it out. You have to stay with yourself. And so what you're doing when you're staying with yourself is you're moving your mind. You're moving the field that you exist in. And so you have to to stay with a full cartwheel, you have to sit. I don't have much space, and I'm not any good at this stuff. But you have to send the whole field. And so that field, you'll find that that immediate field right around you is just your feeling, being, awareness, right? And then around that is your different layers of thought, right? But it's all just one field. One goes, oh, it's all one. It's just one field. The body being like the surface of it. And so the actual body mechanics, if you pay attention, the body or the physical layer becomes just the surface on a very deep level of mind. So that mind can be doing different things. Like it can be surfing. So if somebody's successful mentally, you catch some wave sort of. And that's what causes like radical increases in ability. It's not nobody does any training to get really good. It's the right location, right time, right something. There's some sort of driving force behind the mind, because the only thing that's effective really is like surfing or being with what is, right? And so there would be correct movements, right, where the person's doing it correctly, like their body mind is intact, right? But there's something different behind and around, like the movements of somebody that's from a lineage and they're doing a movement with meaning. This is the movement of my ancestors. This is the movement of my, right? All that crap is big wave of mind. Does that make it invincible or anything? But no, but if they're surfing that's superhuman. And so everyone's culture or tradition is like a boat in an infinite ocean, and like actually when you notice a boat like start to just take off, like if the culture starts to accelerate, that means that boat has caught a wave, and all waves are kind of what everyone knows where waves end up. So the goal of a civilization or culture or tradition is to be responsive, but you're not trying to catch a wave. You're trying to become immune from them or independent of them, unless you're intentionally surfing, and then that's the coolest thing ever. And like the more way, like if you're kite surfing, that's the coolest, right? But that's what you practice. You can practice moving the mind And so that's why, you know, sometimes people can, that's what it means to like receive the transmission from the lineage. Like they're giving that. They're giving that kind of inertia. Nobody's giving like movements. And so you have to be like, you can't get any of the inertia of like, even like, so people do like, yeah, just the way that like Western people study traditions, that takes all the who cares and misses the wave. Like every tradition is kind of going somewhere, right? All the waves are going to crash.